excited because Charlotte is going to be here in a few minutes. Now, Charlotte has some amazing creations that she's going to be showing you. And one of her amazing creations that she gave me is this wonderful bag that she made out of a pair of jeans. And look at it. The stitching is incredible. I was so excited when Charlotte gifted this to me. And it's got a pocket on the front, and this pocket was actually the pocket that was on the jeans, the original jeans. Can you believe it? So Charlotte is going to be here in a few minutes. She's going to tell you about her clothes, and she's going to model them for you, and she's going to tell you what she made them from, and it's going to be so exciting. I can't wait for Charlotte to get here.
Hello, my name is Charlotte and I'm a seamstress. I'm self-taught. It's been a hobby that I've picked up, and I do a lot of upcycled things. I brought some upcycled clothes that I made, including this pinafore overalls, and it was made from a skirt that was about ankle length, and this top part is the original skirt, and then I cut off the bottom, made it shorter, and did some stuff with the fabric I cut off the bottom and put it up here and made it into a pinafore. And then I also added this zipper down the side because this got sewn shut when I attached the top, so need that, because I like to get in and out of my clothes sometimes. And then I have someone else to introduce. This is my dress form. I named her Eudoria. I also made her. The stand is upcycled. My dad helped me make it. These are closet rods for hanging clothes. And then the stand is just some regular plywood, and the wheels are actually from a rolling office chair, so she can be moved around the room as I desire. So for my first upcycled creation that I'm going to show you, I have this patchwork top that I made out of all of my scrap fabrics. Not all of them, but a lot of my scrap fabrics a while ago. I just pretty much cut out fairly even sized squares and sewed them together, and then sewed more of them together and made a big piece of fabric, and then used it like regular large pieces of fabric and just made a shirt from it. So this is some denim from my dad's old jeans, and there's some jersey knit t-shirt material left over from a dollar store t-shirt that I made other things out of. And this was a shirt that was in our Halloween bin for some reason. And then these are some other t-shirts. I don't know where they came from, but they're t-shirts. My next upcycled creation for you is this set, these two tops. It was made from a dress that had this black lining layer and this sheer layer on top. And I cut them apart and used the lining layer to make these edges, and then a little undershirt to go underneath this sheer top, which is just made out of the top overlay fabric from the original dress. And I just cut strips of this and folded them over the edge and just sewed the edge of them in place. Alright, my next creation to show you is this dress. It was made from, or the black part was made from an old Halloween costume. It was a witch Halloween costume that I think I got when I was about 9. And this fabric wasn't upcycled. I just bought this from a fabric store, but I thought it would go well with just a plain black dress, and I thought it looked a little bit boring, and so I did this to the back. Oh, and I also used some of this fabric for the edge on the bottom just to make it all matchy-matchy. My next upcycled creation for today is this dress, which I drafted the pattern for myself and then made and tie-dyed the dress. I made it from an old white bed sheet and then dyed it afterwards. It just has some buttons down the front and darts in the front and back, which I'm pretty proud of for drafting those. And the skirt is just pleated. It's a pretty simple one. It's just a big rectangle pleated at the waistline, and I think it looks pretty good. This dress was something I created a little while ago from a shower curtain, of all things. It was just something we had folded up in our closet, and I wanted fabric, and this was fabric, and so I made a dress out of it. It's just a halter neck, as you can see, and it has, getting a little twisted there, a waistband that just wraps around. So it's actually, if you take it off and open it up, just one big flat piece, and the waistband is just really long, and then it wraps around about twice and hooks onto itself in the back here. And that is how it closes, because I didn't have a zipper, but this turned out pretty well, so I'm happy with that.
Dance around and sing. We're gonna do some recycling. Dance around and shout. A cleaner world is what this is about, yeah. Shooby-doo-wop, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, shooby-doo-wop, bop, bop, bop.
So this is part of the undergarment layer for my historically inspired version of Belle's dress from Beauty and the Beast. There are more undergarments to go on top of it, but these are what I'm explaining for now. So this is the shift. It's basically just an underdress that's a layer between the skin and the stays, which I will explain in a moment. It kind of resembles a nightgown that someone would wear nowadays. These are the next layer on top. As you can see, they're the stays. Stays are the predecessor to a corset. It kind of evolved from stays to corsets, but we're in about late 17th century for this, so it would be stays at this point, and now you can see all around. And now I add some more layers on top of this. So these are the next layers of the undergarments. These are the pocket hoops or panniers. They're basically just kind of like slinky vibes here, but it's just a flat piece. Each of them is one rectangular piece with a drawstring channel at the top, which gathers it up at the waist. And then this top layer here, this top channel, has some wire from a wire coat hanger in it just to stiffen it. And all of the channels lower down, if you can see on camera, I'm not sure, there's one here and all the way down there. And they each have zip ties in them as boning, because once again, it is cheaper. And then this is the bum roll or bustle, and it's basically just a backside pillow to build out shape of the skirt, which I will now put on, and you can see that. So this, as you can see, is the skirt. It goes on top of the pocket hoops and has a bit of shape from them. It would actually be wider when I'm wearing it than on the dress form, because there are strings inside the pocket hoops which would sit against my legs, but since the dress form doesn't have legs, it just kind of goes through where the legs would be. So it's quite narrow right now, but you'll see it on me later. And it basically just goes on as you may have been able to see in me putting it on. It just has ribbon ties at each corner, and you tie the back two corners in the front and then the front two corners in the back, and it leaves these slits on the side. Now this is the bodice for the dress. It is obviously separate from the skirt. It just goes on top, and once it's on, it looks like one piece of a dress. It has a lot of ruffles, lace, more ruffles and more lace, and a bow, because we're fancy. And in the 17th century, there's really no such thing as too much lace and ruffles, so we did quite a bit of that. And technically these should be tucked in underneath here, but I put the boning in the stays just a little too high up, so it doesn't really fold that way, but we're gonna ignore those, they shouldn't be there. And I should also mention that, sticking with the upcycling and recycling theme, these are made out of curtains, the top layer is, that I found at Goodwill. And the under layers are all made out of bed sheets. These are the same undergarments you've just seen. If you think that you're confused and just saw these, you're right, you did just see these. But they are for a different outfit now. It's for my 1828, very specific, dress. And it's the same stays and shift, that's the word, but a different petticoat. And the petticoat is also made out of bed sheets, sticking with upcycling. It's just some really thick, stiff cotton, and it's just one layer up here, and then down here it's gathered, and this part has 2 layers to give it a bit more shape. And I should point out that the stays now in this time period should actually have spiral lacing, which is different from this, which is cross lacing. And it's the way that we lace things nowadays a lot of the time, cross lacing, where we kind of fold it in half at the top and cross the 2 halves of the ribbon down over each other. And the way they would spiral lace it in this time would be they would take one piece of ribbon and tie a knot at one end and just zigzag it down. But I can't do that with these because the eyelets would need to be offset. So we're just gonna do this, but just a little thing to point out. So this is my 1828 dress. It is made from bed sheets. You might notice a common theme with me is making things out of curtains and bed sheets from thrift stores often. But anyways, this is supposed to be accurate to the year 1828. It just has some lace down the front and it closes with hook and eyes down the front, which would apparently be accurate, whether that be lace, ribbon, embroidery maybe, but usually something like lace or ribbon. And then balloon sleeves. I love balloon sleeves, they're so much fun. And it's also kind of drop shoulder, which was accurate at the time. And then just a wider lower neckline and waistband, which I just tied in the back, a little bow, it's kind of cute. I did a pleated skirt. It would also be accurate to do a gathered skirt. Could be either one. I chose pleated because I just like it better. And it also has some boning in the lining just to make the center front stay stiff because otherwise the closures would kind of pucker. And then some at the side seams just so that it doesn't sag under the arms like that. It's also just a pleated straight skirt. It's not a circle skirt, just a big tube. Bye everybody, I hope you enjoyed seeing everything that I do today, and I would encourage you to try and upcycle some of your own creations as well.
I'm so excited because today I'm at the thrift store. There's so many awesome things. Look at all these cards. Wow. There's so many things you can get at the thrift store. So many things. I'm so excited. There's a birthday card, all kinds of cards. It's awesome. Look at this. It's a bag with a cat on it. That is the most adorable thing. Look at that. Wow, check this out. They've got all these great hats and they've got them in my favorite colors. Look at, there's a pink one, a couple of pink ones, and there's a purple one. Oh, I think this pink one right here, I think it just might fit me. I'm gonna try it on. Oh, this is exciting. This is so exciting. This is so exciting. I think I found myself a new pink hat. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. Yes. Oh, wow, look at all those jewels. That is so cool. Look at that. I'm gonna have to get this for sure. I'm so happy that we came here today. Let's jump up and sing. We're gonna do some recycling. Let's jump up and shout. A cleaner world is what this is about, yeah. Shooby-doo-wop, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Shooby-doo-wop, bop, bop, bop. Shooby-doo-wop, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Shooby-doo-wop, bop, bop, bop. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Dance around and sing. We're gonna do some recycling. Dance around and shout. A cleaner world is what this is about, yeah. Shooby-doo-wop, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Shooby-doo-wop, bop, bop, bop. Shooby-doo-wop, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Shooby-doo-wop, bop, bop, bop. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Clap your hands and sing. We're gonna do some recycling. Clap your hands and shout. A cleaner world is what this is about, yeah. Shooby-doo-wop, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Shooby-doo-wop, bop, bop, bop. Shooby-doo-wop, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Shooby-doo-wop, bop, bop, bop. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Stomp around and sing. We're gonna do some recycling. Stomp around and shout. A cleaner world is what this is about, yeah. Shooby-doo-wop, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Shooby-doo-wop, bop, bop, bop. Shooby-doo-wop, shooby-dooby-doo-wop. Shooby-doo-wop, bop, bop, bop. We're gonna make a difference. We're gonna save our planet. We're gonna make a difference. We're gonna reduce, reuse, recycle. Gonna reduce, reuse, recycle.